Welcome back everyone to another video, and in this one I will be showing you my collection of single board computers that I have so far. So without any further delay, first we have the Upboard. Powered by a quad-core Intel Atom processor and 4 gigs of RAM, it is pretty much a full-fledged computer at this point. And as you can tell from the dust around the heatsink, this thing is being used as a regular desktop PC. It is by far the costliest single board computer that I own, coming at around $140, but it is worth every penny. Next up we have the Jaguar board. This was the first Intel based single board computer that I got. It has got a fairly okay Intel Atom processor, not as powerful as that of the Upboard, but it gets the job done. Where it lacks is in the RAM, which is just 1 gig, and being based off x86, many operating systems like Ubuntu or Fedora don't work properly. However, Debian without any graphical interface works well and is great for DIY NAS solution or even a media center, given that it has a pretty decent audio DAC. This one is currently available on Amazon for around $75. Moving on, we have everyone's favorite, the Raspberry Pi 3. Now I do own a few of them, including a Raspberry Pi 3, a Raspberry Pi 2 and a few dysfunctioning Raspberry Pis, but this here represents them all. What's great about the Raspberry Pi is that rather than being focused on too much performance and features, it is mainly focused on delivering cheap and quality computer education to the masses. This is the cheapest single board computer that I own at around $35. It has one of the most optimized and stable operating system that I have experienced. It is great if you want to get into GPIO programming, Linux stuff or IoT. This was my first experience with GPIOs even way before I started using Arduino. Next, we have the Rose Apple Pi. This board has a decent hardware with a quad-core Cortex A9 processor and 2 gigs of RAM, but like all generic Chinese Raspberry Pi clones, this board suffers from the lack of proper software support, overheating CPU, although the GPU driver was made available for Debian thanks to joint community efforts. However, I would always remember this particular board as it was the very first one that I got as a review sample. This board is currently available at AliExpress for about $55. Then we have the Nano PC-T2, another generic Chinese clone of the Raspberry Pi. This runs on a non-Exynos Samsung chip and has 1 gig of RAM. Again, suffers from the lack of software support and heating up of the CPU, which you could probably tell from the huge heatsink. But I have to say this is a decent piece of hardware with a 24-bit audio DAC, HDMI, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, and even support for a full-size SD card. However, due to software stuff, the HDMI only outputs at around 720p rather than 1080p, which it can actually do, and external hard disks don't work either. Currently, it is available for $45 on Friendly Arms website. Now we come to the Banana Pi M64. Banana Pi is one of the few generic Chinese Raspberry Pi clone manufacturers that provide at least some support for their boards, and hence I requested them for a sample of M64. But this is a big one. It turned out to be a big disappointment. The software support is less than ideal, with their official Ubuntu made distro being a complete pile of crap, and the only thing that runs stably is a port of Raspbian and Android. The hardware is great on paper, but the software side of things really holds it back. Finally, to end things on a positive note, we have the BeagleBone. Now on paper, things might not look impressive immediately with just a single core CPU at 1 GHz and just 512 megs of RAM, but this thing is a beast when it comes to GPIO expansion, with a total of 92 GPIO including 4 UARTs, 8 PWM LCD GPMC MMC, 2 into SPIs, 2 I2C, an analog to digital converter, 2 into CAN bus, and 4 timers. This thing is a beast. With these many GPIOs and the trust that comes with Texas Instruments, this thing is no less than industrial grade equipment. Now, the model that I own does not have an HDMI port, but the operating system comes with, and wait for it, a fully functioning GPU driver, preloaded. So this thing costs around $50 and is available across various online retailers. Now believe me when I say this is great for robotics and any kind of automation and stuff. This thing has really precise GPIO control and is great if you have a project in mind that will utilize a 10 of GPIO expansions. So this was it for today, a rundown of my collection of single board computers. I hope you all enjoyed this video and I'll see you all in the next one.